Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Deadly and welcome back to our Q&A. Now, these are typically every Sunday, but unfortunately I wasn't able to create this episode on Sunday, so we're going to be doing it today. Also, I'm doing a 24-hour broadcast. I've reached 500 subscribers on Twitch, so we're going to be doing a celebration. So after this video, if you guys want to go to my Twitch channel, a link to that will be included in the description box below. Alright guys, let's get started and start reading some of these questions. First question comes from Max. Hey Deadly, are you planning on making an event with your subs? Maybe a PvP event like JCon72 does? That would be so much fun. Well, I do actually do events every Saturday on the stream. However, currently the events are limited to Twitch subscribers because I want to help support the people who help me keep this stream and videos uploaded on a daily basis. Because without my Twitch supporters, I actually would not be able to make videos on YouTube here every single day as well. So if you want to get involved and participate in events for my channel, check out the live stream, see what you think about it, and then subscribe. I will include a link in the description box below. You do get some benefits, but it is obviously not for everybody. But if you want a chance to play DayZ with me, you can basically do that just 100% guaranteed. So you will get an opportunity to play DayZ with me if you do become a Twitch subscriber, if you want to. Next question comes from The Lost Ranger. How many hours do you have on DayZ? I currently have nearly 3,800 hours on DayZ. Keep in mind, I do play this game basically for a living, and also I've been playing since release. However, it is still a lot of hours, but with all the experience comes the knowledge to create content and give advice to new survivors, which is something I really enjoy. Next question comes from Corrine. What do you think about the new spawn locations for DayZ 0.61? Great question. I think a lot of people are being overly dramatic in the community on how it's affect player movements. You can actually find survivors relatively easily, if not more easily than you did before, if you just know where to look. Now, there's been a lot of PvP with 0.61, but those are for unrelated reasons. That is for pretty much almost exclusively because voice over IP is not functioning correctly, and players are showing up as nude, or the items are not rendering in. So people would have weapons in their hands, but you don't necessarily see them. It is a massive problem right now. So if you're looking for survivors, you want to go to Novi, Starry, Gorka, Kabinino, VMC, Northwest Airfield. Also, Novoya Petrovka and Severograd are also very good thanks to Kamensk military base and the upgraded Tizzy. Tizzy military base sometimes has people, but not as often as the Northwest Airfield. Places that aren't popular anymore: Zelenogorsk, Mishkino, Drazino, Rogovo, Nadizdino. Those locations not that popular as they were before, because if you go watch some of my earlier videos from 0.61, you're going to be hearing me talk a lot about Zelenogorsk, it being the PvP hotspot. Don't waste your time going out there. You're not going to be finding too many people. Alright, next up we got Mystical Banana. Hey Deadly, I was wondering if you'd be willing to upload raw footage of a live stream on like another channel or something, because unfortunately I'm never able to catch your live streams. Just a thought. Cheers, bud. And there's also a couple people who also wrote some comments below that as well. I did read them. If you want to watch my live streams, you guys can actually just go right to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/DeadlySlob. There's a video tab. If you hit that, you can actually watch like a month's worth of live streams. If you're a subscriber, I believe you can even watch more. So if you do want to watch my live streams and you do miss them a lot, that is where you want to go. However, it is actually a really good point. I have thought about creating a second channel for archiving footage and uploading full-length streams, because Twitch actually allows you to just upload content straight to YouTube. And I don't really know how the linking process works, but it's something that I could definitely consider doing. Until then, just check out that tab, and I will do my best to remember to leave a link in the description box for you. Next question comes from Alex Mays. I was wondering, how do you keep track of specific footage? For example, in your recent PvP fails, you showed dozens of examples of potato plays. How do you know where these specific instances are in your video archives? Do you simply shift through the hours of video, or do you keep a cheat sheet going as you play? First off, a cheat sheet is a great idea. Other broadcasters like Kripparrian do that exact thing. For me, it couldn't be a digital notepad. It would have to be something physical that I keep on my desk. And it would actually be a good idea for me to organize my videos. So great idea. I'm going to get one because it's just going to make my life a whole lot easier. Currently, I just recall them all from memory. I'm like, okay, a couple days ago, I remember this really embarrassing thing happened. Let's include that. So I have a good memory of pretty much all the encounters that I have in DayZ, because sometimes, especially the ones that are rough, like, because I always recount them, I overanalyze every PvP situation or every encounter, because I'm always thinking about how I can create content. So after doing this for so long, I'm just able to recall exactly what point in the broadcast something specific happened. You can easily scroll really quickly through content now, like hours of content in just seconds. Like, computer processing power has gotten to the point where you could actually just quickly scroll through almost frame by frame at a very fast rate. So if there's anything specific, sometimes I'll look for whenever I become a new Bambi. That's always a sign that I've obviously died. Or if I have a dramatic gear shift, or, you know, if I can just tell whenever I'm in a PvP situation, like given how close my face is to the screen and stuff. But a lot of it is just memory. Next question comes from Ryan. Do you think that DayZ is a bit too difficult in a sense that it's not being fun anymore? Look at cars. First you have to find one, then look at all the parts that require to even use. After all the trouble, someone could come along, shoot you, and steal it. Things like that, in my opinion, need to be made easier and able to get enjoyment out of. Yes and no, because that randomness of somebody actually being able to just stumble onto your car while you're repairing it and kill you is what gives the atmosphere to DayZ and is part of the challenge. So I really actually kind of like the way the challenge is currently in DayZ. Like, having that risk of just losing all of your work is what gives you that adrenaline rush whenever you're in a firefight. It's making sure that you make the best decision for survival or for PvP, depending on what you're trying to do. So for me, that's a big part of the game, and it's actually why I keep coming back and why I enjoy DayZ so much. The next question comes from the Evil Turtle. Hey Deli, I've noticed that your YouTube videos are starting to get more views. Cheers. Question, do you ever think the developers need to rework the ballistics and physics of 7.62 by 39 bullet in the game due to the damage inconsistencies, accuracy, and problems? There are videos on YouTube of SKS's headshotting players, but they're not affected, and obviously the carbine has issues as well. That is all guns right now having issues, and there's so many different problems with .61 right now that I can't even pinpoint or tell you exactly what's going on with the ballistics. So we just got to be patient with it. DayZ .61 had a fantastic start when it comes to PvP desync. However, it is starting to get to the point where it's similar to .60, but even worse, it's starting to be like we're starting to get different problems, and that's a whole other oyster. So we, in my honest opinion, I have no idea when .61 is going to be reaching stable, but we are at least another month at least away from a stable release. So don't plan on .61 reaching stable branch in 2016, guys. I just don't think it's going to happen. Next question comes from Brett. Hey Deli, I noticed you're critical of people who hide their own bodies. I guess that's because you're a bandit. I think it's a good thing because it potentially discourages kill on sight and provides an incentive to interact, like to talk to them to get their gear. What do you think? Absolutely not. If you put in the effort to try to successfully stalk and kill another survivor, or a situation turns south and your friends get killed in the process, you should not be able to scapegoat out of that and hide the corpse from the player who took the risk or ended up in the situation with them being alive and you being dead. It's a cheap way of playing the game, and people who exploit that bug infuriate me. So if you're somebody who absolutely does hide their body every time they're in a PvP fight, I will never enjoy playing DayZ or any game with you. Sorry, man. Last question of the week comes from Jasper. So Deli, if you never started YouTube or Twitch, what kind of job do you think you'd be doing now? Also, what kind of career goals did you have or perhaps still have before? Let's start off talking briefly about my job history. I was in university for only 2 years before I actually dropped out to start building an internet startup, which is now known as TGN, which is actually one of the largest gaming MCNs in the world. It was acquired by Broadband TV, and I did very well for myself. I learned a lot about business, but unfortunately, I also learned some terrible things about business and how cutthroat it is at a very young age. And it opened my eyes to the realm of what goes on behind on YouTube and also in business in general, which is a real put off for me. After a fair amount of drama at my TGN venture, I did decide to part ways with the company and actually work on another MCN for a couple years before I decided to ultimately give YouTube and Twitch a try. Sales is not something that I'm interested in exploring too much in the future, but it is something that I know I am good at. But being good at sales is not something that I'm particularly proud of. So if I can avoid that industry, I will. But if I wasn't doing YouTube or Twitch, I would probably be working at a YouTube MCN at some level, either as a support agent or as a sales manager or as some sort of analyst or operations guy. But that's kind of what I've been doing, and that's my primary business experience. Well guys, thank you so much for watching this week's Q&A. For all you guys that are interested in the Survivalist series, listen up. I've recently started an Interloper series for the Long Dark, and it's a very similar vibe, so I think you guys would really enjoy it. Check it out. I have uploaded 2 episodes on my channel. I'm also doing a 24-hour stream, again, just a reminder for that. And if I didn't answer your questions this week, be sure to leave your questions in the comment section below for next week, next Sunday, and I'll do my best to pick some new ones. And again, thank you guys as always. We had 85 questions this week. That's incredible. So see you guys during the live streams and also during the DayZ content this week. Have a great one.